Alright, all. We're back in Maj'Eyal in my Let's Learn series. We returned to the main continent after a little initial visit to the Far East. And we managed to come back to create our potion for the guy in Last Hope for his elixir contest against the other guys. But we came here to the Sandworm lair. And there's a very special reason I sort of came here. So, the Sandworm lair is a sort of special place. I want to note that if you look on here, you'll see like this little blue line sort of narrowing in on me. You can see right there now on the map. What's going on? Oh god, there's this guy here, the Kor'pul Sandworm. So, this guy wasn't here the last time we visited the Sandworm lair, but he's here now. We're just going to kill this guy easily and quickly. And there we go. He drops the Anaphon's Lost Ruby Eye, Worm Bile, and a bunch of gems like any other dragon. Now, I want to basically sort of specify why I basically came here and why that guy was here. So, after you return back to the main continent after visiting the Far East, the old dungeons, some of the old dungeons that you went to, like the Sandworm lair here, they'll have like these backup guardians sort of thrown in. These backup guardians are like new bosses that they can basically fight one-on-one, assuming there's nothing else left in the dungeon. And there's basically good reason to fight them because you can get some points. Now, actually, I'm not sure, but I'll note something, by the way. I think I might have actually lost a generic point at the in the last episode. When I actually used that elixir of foundations to get generic points from that elixir, it should have given me an additional 2 generic points. But I think what happened is that because I already have 1 generic point, it actually only gave me 1 more to get to 2 instead of, say, give me an instant 2. So I'm a little bit concerned that that might have happened. But anyhow, I basically just killed this guy, the worm, and he drops a special item called Worm Bile. If you drink this Worm Bile, much like with the Sandworm Queen, you get some stats, but more importantly, you get something else. You get a category point. So we actually got ourselves a new category point, which means... Click. Click! We've just unlocked the escort category award, Celestial Light. So long ago I picked this up, the Celestial Light category, and now I'm able to make use of it. If I want to invest points in, we'll do so right now. We'll drop a point here, and we'll drop a point here. And eventually, when I get the chance, I'll drop a point here in Providence, which is a very powerful ability. These are two initial abilities that you can basically pick up from the Norfield escorts. These 2 over here are like a couple of other abilities in the category, and this one's basically a shielding ability that gives you a big shield. It lasts for a long time, but it takes a turn to use. This one just basically cures detrimental effects on you. And it also heals you a little bit as well. So these are very powerful abilities to sort of make use of, and I'll be happy to make use of them. Now, something to note about these like backup guardians, they sometimes have like some unique loot about them, or they can have like other stuff as well, like, you know, what can I say about the other stuff? They can have like experience. Like whenever I kill these like guys, I'll get a nice chunk of experience for it. And as a result, I'm about to level up very quickly on this character. I'll basically go, say, to here, and there's a backup guardian in the Scintillating Caves. So we'll just go find it. Wow, that's quick. Here's the backup guardian for the Scintillating Caves. So a formation of blue, purple crystal, but where the other could only be described as polyhedral, this construct seems to strangely resemble you if you were much larger. So there's a construct that looks just like you. Hooray! They say that the best form of whatever is this, you know, best form of imitation is like, you know, best form of flattery is imitation, so to speak. There. Alright, this guy wasn't too tough, as you can see. And we got Vargas Redemption, a ring. So, here's a ring I just picked up. This, ooh, nice. It gets 6 con. We're keeping that. There we go. I found something that'll boost up my con score a little bit more. And what else? I still have this on over here. These con rings, accidentally. Not that it really matters, but I prefer that I have other stuff. Alright, Onyx Ring, I don't think I actually need you as much anymore because this at least has some usefulness for other stuff. And that's it for them. So, nice little chunk of experience. We got ourselves a a nice little ring from him. That's kind of nice. If I look around, I think there's actually going to be some lore. So we'll actually go just find the lore. You can't actually read it since I've already gone to my library and my character here, but I can go perhaps look for this lore first. Actually, no, we would have auto-explored to it if it was found. We're just going to exit this instance and explore this way. Or I guess we won't find it. Alright, you know what? We're just going to do this. So, show known lore. And Scintillating Caves. So, this exploration journal, this would be lore that pop up if you came back here. So, the council has seen fit to allow me to investigate the Scintillating Caves after that Reloran madman started raving on the streets about how someone had befouled them. I do not see any such befoulment, but neither do I see the moving crystals this place is rumored to have. There are oddly misplaced crystal shards which seem to have sheared off something larger, but hardly anything spectacular. It's strange, really. From the fragments I've been able to find, they seem to adhere to ethereal geometric magics. The red fragments seem to pierce fire magic, fruit or geometry. The blue adheres to water, etc. There also seems to be pieces of deformed crystal, as though some terrible powers warped whatever color some of these crystals used to be into something that were never intended to be. Is this the befoulment the madman raved about? Well, this was certainly unexpected. There may be some truth to rumors that these crystals can move about, or at least that they have some will of their own. I was just about to finish my investigation of the caves when in the very last part of the caves you hadn't yet explored, I saw what appeared to be two giant legs growing from the cavern. I was immediately overcome by feelings of fear and malice, and not my own. The crystals sent them to me. That I was unwelcome here, that I was not yet finished. I dare not tell the accounts of my cowardice, so I shall invent a more fitting report in a much safer place. If some wayward adventurer finds these notes, it is my surmise that whoever destroyed the original crystals left such a strong impression of strength and will that the rudimentary intelligence governing them decided the form of its destroyer was stronger than the original crystalline shapes. So there you go. That's why that boss looked like me. It's basically a reformation of the crystals into my shape. Alright, so that's the backup guiding for those two dungeons. If you go to the old maze here, there's another one here, so we'll go quickly do it. I'll note that I'm doing a lot of these easier ones first. The worm there, that crystal, this one I'm about to fight, these are all really easy backup guidance that I'm basically fighting. And I'll note something. This guy is visible over here. My character, it has, if I look for it, right now I have a light radius of -8. So I actually shouldn't have any light radius, but I have a vision range of 10 and a heightened senses of 11. So what's happening right now, these guys are basically, I'm seeing them outside my shroud with my heightened senses, and that's basically how I'm sort of seeing them. And we're just going to rip you to pieces. Now note that at level 36 you get another category point, and we're going to drop this into Temporal down here. Yoink! So we get ourselves that, and we're going to just max out Rush here. Over here, we'll pick up Providence, and we'll just keep going on Cunning. And there we go. So I basically picked up all 4 of these initially, and I've got that Temporal category now available. So if I look in here, there's the Temporal category for investment in the future. I'm just going to close this, and I don't need Stealth open. And I'm just thinking, do I really need to worry about this anymore? This is a nice ability here to sort of get yourselves more critical strikes, but I already have a fairly good critical chance, and you can't really stun more important targets, so we're actually going to close this off. I'm not going to invest in dirty fighting anymore on this character. I think we're going to close off dual techniques, and I might invest in dual weapons, but we're going to close it because I don't think I'll be investing in it. What I'll probably be investing in the future is probably these temporal category talents in this category here, and then I may go after like blinding speed up here as well. So this is sort of like give you a sort of quick analysis of what I'm planning to do. So you note that my light race is very low in this character right now because of the burglar thing. But it's made up for with the heightened senses, so I'm basically able to use that to see what's going on. And no constitution, no constitution. No constitution in any of this stuff. So that backup guardian is now dead. There's another one over here. This is also a fairly easy one. The Old Forest backup guardian. So these are like the lower tier guys. They're basically easier than the the other backup guardians that I'm going to be facing. This guy here is also fairly easy. I think he's on the next instance, actually. These guys, by the way, they spawn in very specified locations. So the guy I'm about to fight should spawn here on the third instance. And there he is, right there, Snaproot. I want to do this, this, heroism. We're going to do that. Perfect. I actually want to end right there. We're going to stun him. I don't think he's actually stunnable if I actually look at him. Nope, no stunnable ability on him. So we're just going to cripple him. We're going to maybe sweep him to make him bleed a little bit. So yeah, he's a tree, but he's able to bleed. You note that this guy here, he has lots of health, but that's about his only sort of, you know, advantage, so to speak, on me. Note that I moved here, even though I didn't really have to. He's still in melee range. There's a very special reason I'm doing so. But we're just going to rip through him. And there we go. He's dead. He dropped the Honeywood Chalice. The Honeywood Chalice right here gives additional strength, and it gives a talent called Baltrance. I never really found any really great use for this, but yeah, it's something. There's a Mind Star here. Can't use it because, you know, it's a Mind Star. Requires willpower to use. Alright, so he's done and out of the way. Here's my two talents, by the way, that I picked up recently. The Barrier talent and the Providence talent. I should probably try and move them over here somewhere. I really don't have any room for stuff over here, which is a bit of a nuisance. I actually should probably maybe move this. So we're actually move this back. This is like a nice talent and all, but I probably won't be using it a whole lot, so it's not important I have it like on the initial hotkeys. This one's also kind of important. Bavum Lights. It actually has a use, Bavum Lights, so I'll maybe just sort of showcase that a little bit soon. And we'll maybe move this here. Barrier. Actually, you know what? I didn't really mean to move Barrier up. Actually, I can show you something very special about Barrier. I think I'll do that instead of, you know, moving it up farther. This I'm going to move right here. This. That's fine, actually. Move it like that. And, okay, so we're actually going to go over here, and I'm going to move, did I not move Providence forward? Or I actually had this one too. Okay, so I actually have a couple of things I'm moving up here. Lots and lots of moving. Sorry about this, but, you know, I like to be moving all my stuff. Moving it all. I think we're actually move this one over here. Okay, we're just going to move this over track for the moment. Or, no, we're not. We're just going to move it straight over here. Alright, something very special about Barrier. We're just going to move this back over to right here. Oops, that's Bavum Light. Alright, so Barrier. Barrier is basically a shielding talent. It basically puts on a damage shield. Lasts for 10 turns. Gives you a very weak effect if you don't level it up. But something very special about this talent. You can use this talent very effectively by just saying, I'll use when no enemies are visible. What I'm doing here, as a result of this, Barrier will now be used whenever it's possible. And basically, anytime that no enemies are visible and that's not on cooldown. So we're just going to basically move around. You'll notice that the shield lasts a long time. And then this has a very, it's a very quick cooldown of 15. So what's happening is I can use this like Barrier skill constantly, and I'll get like these auto damage shields constantly in battle. I also get lots of positive energy, which can be kind of detrimental if I run into mana casters, but it's not that big of an issue. Okay, we're just going to backtrack out of here. And we'll have that Barrier on autocast for now. I might turn it off when we get to the Anti-Magic Pride, but we probably won't really care about it too much before then. Alright, now at this point we've gone through 4 of the backup guardians. Now we're going to get to more difficult ones. The first one we're going to visit is here in Kor'pul. And this is basically the original boss reloaded, so to speak. That's what I'll call him. Now, he can be kind of difficult if you don't know what you're really doing, but I'm just going to use track, I guess. See if I can spot him. Ah, there he is. So here is the boss. This guy is Chorus Fury. He's basically the other boss reloaded. And as you can see, he's actually pursuing me already. So he can actually see me. Yeah, he does freeze. So the old boss had that. So does this guy. Now, you want to be very careful with this guy because he has hexes. And these hexes can do a lot of damage to you if you don't know what they're really doing to you. One of them you want to really watch out for is Curse of Death. And he also has lots of like rune inscriptions and other stuff. Many players don't really consider him difficult, but the main thing I know about him is it's just basically really annoying. And annoying stuff can, like, kill you if you don't know what you're really doing with them. I'll note that because he's a ghost, he has massive resistances to everything and just everything. So we're just going to do this. We're going to rip him to pieces with that. I don't think we'll have much trouble killing him, but it's just worth knowing. If you come facing this guy, you should be careful because he could kill you if you're not careful. Okay, we picked up a spectral cage here. This is a light. It gives this is actually a good necromancer type of light right here. It gives a reduced cooldown and chill of the tomb. Chill of the tombs are what I consider a nuke in this game. You basically chill of the tombs is like a nuke that you can use on like your enemies, and it does a lot of damage. And this is a very awesome thing for necromancers to sort of pick up if they sort of want to like nuke people. Note, by the way, that this is unavailable. You can't use shielding runes or anything when you have a shield on. So one thing about the barrier is that it'll actually prevent me from making use of my regular shielding runes if I have any. But at the same time, I'll have a damage shield to begin with, so it's not really a big issue, so to speak, that I really care about. I guess I'll maybe showcase this now. Note that this damage shield is going to basically go off in like a few turns. Note that if I hit Bathe in Light here, you'll actually extend this to like a duration of 2, and you'll actually increase the amount that you're going to repel with your damage shield. So recently they updated Bathe in Light. I guess they decided it's a little bit weak. And one of the effects they gave it, basically, this allows you to extend your damage shields so that they last a little bit longer. And that can be very useful if you make use of it. It also has some other abilities, like it gives you higher regeneration, a little bit of healing per turn. Kind of interesting little thing. It also brightens up the space, because it's a lighting ability. So that's done. Maybe there's probably another feature about as well. So we're just going to let this... Okay, so that activate right there. We'll just hit this again. So note that it doesn't do anything as if it's like, not very... if the duration is very high, it won't do anything to it. But now look at this, basically. I'm just basically standing here in my Bathe in Light. My shield's actually going up inside of it, so not only does like a healing sort of like heal your health, it also heals your shield. So it's a very interesting ability to sort of give Bathe in Light. It's not very powerful for like defensive tanking. And we've made it to this boss here in Trollmire. This is another boss I consider to be kind of difficult. Illumined the Fallen is a Sun Paladin with Curse type talents, and it has a very special ability, very special project you want to be very aware of. We're going to Cripple. We're just going to Flurry. And here's the special ability, Irresistible Sun. So she's using a Prodigy, and the Prodigy's Irresistible Sun. Prodigies, as I said, they're very powerful, and special talents. So what this is doing, this Illumined the Fallen's, like, many people don't really consider difficult, but if you're trying to, like, stay away from her, because you're, like, a weak spellcaster or some other frail type of character, her ability to sort of use Irresistible Sun, she's basically very capable of staying in melee with you. If you're fighting her, you want to basically either be able to kill her very quickly, or blast in melee, so to speak. If you can't do either of those, then it's going to be a very difficult fight. And I got blocking on me. That'll be fun. Get rid of that. And I didn't get rid of it. That's going to suck. Okay, we're just going to kill her slowly. Note that I'm getting this dismayed on me. That's from the gloom. And that's off. Apparently I picked up that unique, if you remember, Borfast Cage is the, Borfast is the name of the unique that I fought in Dreadfall, so that's one of the special, like, equipments that he was wearing, basically. It basically, is a catch-on, I guess, so to speak, of, like, what, happened to the guy. It has negative acid resistance, but it also has better physical and other stuff. I'm not sure if Borfast actually has a chance of dropping his own equipment, but there it is, basically, you know, his equipment and what he's basically wearing when you fight him. Alright, there we go. We're out of Trollmire. So note that every time I do raw recall now, I'm going back to my Shelter Fortress. This can be kind of a, you know, nothing really to care about if you don't really care too much about teleporting back, but you have to basically save every time basically you go to a new instance, so that can be kind of annoying. Neither of these places I don't think have backup guardians, but over here there's a backup guardian. We are going to go over to Daikara. Alright, so Daikara. This guy is one of the two guys that are considered dangerous no matter who's basically fought them. They basically are kick-ass strong. And you want to be very careful of them. So let's go to the middle here. Here is Misak the Dragon Slayer. He's an orc, and he is terrifyingly powerful. He actually, I believe, has alright, never mind. He only has one prodigy, but his prodigy is very strong. It's basically well, let's just, you know, sort of demonstrate it. This is going to really hurt me, but we're going to basically show off why his prodigy is dangerous. We're going to activate this. We're going to activate this. We're going to activate this and this. Literally, I'm putting on all my defense abilities just to sort of demonstrate how dangerous he can be. We're going to rush him. I'm in melee with him right now, and this is probably a very dangerous instance just because of this tree behind me. I'll note that when you're fighting this guy, you don't want to have trees behind you, or else he will tear you to pieces, and I'll show you why. I'm just going to hit him normally. Note that he's basically trying to use abilities on me. And not doing very well. Alright, so basically there's ability right there. He used Massive Blow, and that tree that is behind me is now gone. So, Massive Blow, what is it? And why is it so dangerous? So, we'll just look over here. This is a prodigy, Massive Blow. You basically deal 150 damage to a weapon tile and knock him back 4 tiles. So, that doesn't by itself sound too dangerous, but if the knockback makes it hit a wall, it will smash down the wall and deal an additional 350% weapon damage on top of it. So this guy, in effect, has a 500 damage attack that he can use on you. And it can rip you to shreds if you're not careful for it. In this case, I was very careful, and I think we actually dodged a Massive Blow. So yeah, he actually missed me, so he didn't do any damage. But you want to be very careful of his like Massive Blow because it can kill you very easily. And we leveled up again! Hooray! We'll be doing that character development episode next, I believe. Because I'm getting so many levels, as you can see. Alright, over here, what are we going to do? So I picked up Providence over here, and I really feel like you only need to have like 1 point in here because it's like a 1-point wonder. You could actually increase it if, I guess, if you're an undead and you want to make use of like the life regeneration. But for the most part, 1 is fine in there. The other stuff in here, I may want to maybe up Barrier. Upping Barrier will make it a whole lot more powerful, and then I can just use it more. I can also up Bathe and Light here a little bit if I want to, just to make my shields a little bit more powerful. Not to mention they'd also get more effective once I use them as well. So I might just boost this up right now for now. And then there's Temporal. So let's get to it. Congeal Time, first point. So Congeal Time is a very special ability. It basically decreases the global speed of the target, and basically projectiles it fires are reduced as well. This is very effective for like slowing down opponents so that they're less effective to sort of fight you. And damn, why is my conning so damn high? Is that from the Heroism Infusion? Yes, it is. So that's being boosted up by Heroism Infusion right now. Much like this is, and much like this is. Even though it seems a little bit higher at 109, but whatever. Yes, I have mad Constitution and Cunning, don't you know? Alright, we killed this guy here. He dropped a whole lot of stuff. This is his special item, so to speak. Right here, he drops the Dragon Skull Helm. You need willpower to sort of wear it, but it's a very powerful item if you actually can wear it. At least it's one good thing about killing him. You get a good reward for it. Here's Radiance. This gives... this is a cloak. It gives like dexterity, cunning, and magic. In many ways, this cloak here, it's also useful to Shadow Blades. But I think it's more of like a celestial type of coat for like a Norfils or I believe also for the Sun Paladins. This isn't to say it's not useful, but I'm going to keep it, just because it'll be useful for like the final fight. But it's more not something I really think is going to be too useful right now. All right, so the other stuff in here is like meh, don't really care about it. So we're boosting up Bathe in Light here, and then we'll be able to boost up our, abilities. And Congeal Time. There's Congeal Time right there. We're actually going to move it right here. Or I'll just get rid of it. I actually do want to have it on my hotbar, so move it down by next to Barrier. I won't use this much. I might use it in like the final fight, but I might use it like against bosses basically, but I'm not sure it's going to be something I'll be really caring about. Alright. So that was one of the very difficult bosses. And now we're going to go back to the good city of Dreadfall, or the good tower of Dreadfall. So this is where you'll probably find the other type of guy that people like to say is kind of powerful. I don't really consider him that powerful, but he can be kind of a nuisance if you don't know what he's capable of. Okay, we've got a couple guys over here, apparently. I missed them, apparently. Okay, so here he is. This is the new master, so to speak, of Dreadfall. This is Pale Drake. He's basically kind of like Chorus Fury and an Archmage all combined into one. He's kind of dangerous, but I don't really consider him too dangerous. So we're just going to wreck him, so to speak. We'll activate all this stuff. We're going to Shadow Step him. And we're just going to tear him a new one. We're going to stun him. We're going to stun him again. So 2 stuns. We're going to hit him with Flurry. Now note something. This guy, he's kind of like the Master. When you kill him, he resurrects. So if you missed that, Pale Drake rises from the dead. Yep, we gotta fight him again. I'll also note, by the way, he put on Curse of Death here. But no big deal. We'll just put Use Relentless Pursuit. Drop it to free turn, so it'll be gone in a moment. We're going to activate Reflection Shield here now, and I'm actually going to hit myself with Bathe in Light. So this is actually going to boost up my my damage shield a little bit there, and that was hilarious. So I want to note that Pale Drake there, he just used Phase Door, and this is why Phase Door can be kind of bad. He only went 2 tiles, and he's actually still in melee range on me, so sucks for him. Great for me, but sucks for him. We're basically just going to continue tearing him a new one. Note that he's got like Empowered Healing Damage Shield now as a result of like my thing going on him. And apparently he took damage there from something, but whatever. What did he take damage from? I have no idea what I'm hitting him with. Maybe I attack him with Bathe in Light. It might be a bug that I'm hitting him right now. Okay, hit him there a few times. We're gonna hit him with Windblade, Cripple, and there we go. He's dead. So that's the other boss. People sometimes say is a little bit dangerous. I'll note that with my Shadow Blade, these guys aren't dangerous because I have such high damage output. But you should probably still give them their due notice, even if you are playing like a character like me with high damage. I want to keep this. I should probably show you why I'm keeping that, but we'll get to that when I just look at it. The ring he dropped wasn't, anything I really care about, so I don't really worry about it. And the other stuff, I don't care about at all. Okay, so this guy dropped something called Vox. This is a very good spellcaster type of amulet, and even though I'm not really a spellcaster, so to speak, it has one very powerful property on it, and that it's got 100% silence immunity. Silence immunity means that I don't have to worry about like stuff like this getting knocked off. What silence does if it hits you, if people hit you with it, if you get silence, you lose access to your runes and your spells. So I lose access to my reflection shield here, access to Bathing Light or Healing Light, and any arcane items I might lose access to as well. I'm not really sure. Don't quote me on that, but you might lose access to those as well. We're gonna go up here then because I missed these guys, and I'll basically go after them. So there's this guy here. We're just going to kill him. So that's that for him. And that's basically it for all the backup guardians that you might not know of if you come back to Maj'Eyal. There is one more, and it's over here in Reknor. So we're going to go visit him. So yeah, we're just going to mosey on over to the end of Reknor now. And on this level, behold Lithafang, a major demon that was basically attracted by the energy of the Farportal. This guy, he isn't really anything to really worry about. I mean, quite literally, I'm going to tear through this guy faster than you can say Swiss cheese. Bye-bye. So back in there again, a careful examination, blah blah. And he dropped those things for me. He dropped, you know, the stuff, and he also dropped this. Life is it staff requires 2 hands? No. So that's basically it. That's it for the backup guardians. And once you're basically done with them, you can just go mosey on back to whence you came, from whence you came. I guess I moved a bunch of stuff over there and they didn't really want to. Alright, we're going to lose disengage. Do that. Yeah, that's fine. We'll put that over there. Alright, so at this point, just going to head out. And I think next episode, we are going to do another character development episode where I basically tell you what my plans will be for this character. I think we're at a good point where this might be the last one I'm going to make because the next time, you know, I'd be making one, I'd be level 50. And at level 50, I'm basically just going to be level 50. There won't be really any character development, so to speak of, other than like telling you what my sort of like, you know, just to building my character plan was. By the way, I should probably note something, but this free over here, it actually means, like, I think in the number of attacks I can sort of parry per turn. So, right now, I'll note that with dual weapon 5, 5 levels of talents points in here, I basically get the chance to use my offhand weapons to deflect stuff. I don't think that you get to deflect more than 1 blow per turn. I'm not, don't quote me on that, but I think this free is basically referring to the amount of stuff you can deflect per turn. So having a free means I can deflect up to, say, 3 attacks per turn. And basically, yeah, that's basically what it means. Or maybe, or actually, if you look at it, it says 2.1 attacks. So pairing basically lets me deflect 2.1 attacks as a result. Alright, next time we come back, I would know, if I was to continue on, I'd basically talk to this guy here, but we're actually not going to do that until we're actually ready to. And, yeah, next time we'll basically do a quick review of my character and my character plan for development and what we're going to do in the future, so to speak. So, take care, and I'll see you next time.